Welcome back everyone. Today I'm going to take a look at the brand new Gemini Jets model, the United 777-300ER in 1:400 scale. Now I'm going to review this model for you. If you're not yet familiar with my style of reviews, I actually rate each model and I do so in 4 different categories, which are the box, the mold, the landing gear, and the overall quality of the model, giving it a final score out of 10. So first up, of course, we're going to take a look at the box, and it is just your regular Gemini Jet box, blue box with an image of the airplane on the front. You can open up the flap to reveal the model and some interesting information about the airplane, which is quite nice, but there is a lack of design really in this box. It's like almost every other Gemini Jets model, so I'm gonna take off the usual 2 points for that. I like the flap and the information though, so yeah, 3 out of 5 for this box. In terms of mold, I think the 777 is really one of the molds that Gemini Jet should really upgrade now, or at least use the JC Wings one. Let's take a look at the nose, and we can see the nose actually is not that bad. It is quite close to a real 777. That looks good, that part. Other than that, if we move further back on the airplane, you can see the fuselage. Alright, you have your Wi-Fi hub antennas. Now the wings are good, but the engines are a little bit too small. They're not see-through or anything like that, so they're not up to standard right now. The tail is alright, no additional APU detail, it's just printed on, no additional detail like with JC Wings or Aviation 400. But the big problem really is on the underside of this airplane. You have that huge seam. The 2 wings are one piece, not 2 individual ones. This is really outdated design. It's not tolerated anymore in 2020 in my opinion. And yeah, also there is lack of detail on the underside, like no further antennas on the underside. So I'm definitely taking off a few points for that. So only a 6 out of 10 for the mold. Now that we have reached the halfway point of this video, I'd like to ask you to go leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video so far and you want to see some more model airplane related content. I'll give you a second to do so right now. Next up is the landing gear, and I have to say Gemini Jets are not doing too well with the landing gear and their 777s. Now from a looks wise, they actually don't look too bad. Here's the main landing gear. They do tilt and roll quite nicely. There could be still more detail added to it. In my opinion though, the front landing gear is where you can really see that the landing gear is just too tall. Now rolling is alright, detail is okay, but they're quite a bit too tall, and here's what I mean. Here is a Aviation 400 KLM 777, and you can see that the Gemini Jets one sits quite a bit higher, so that combined with the lack of detail and quality as well to some extent, I would say this landing gear only gets a 2 out of 5. Now for the quality, Gemini Jets is not too bad when it comes to printing at least. The livery looks pretty damn good if you ask me. The colors are correct, everything is done well there. Build quality also is not too bad, there's no flaws really with that. The only problems I do have is the lack of detail. Now the detail that is printed on is done quite nicely, like the cargo doors and the sensors in front, but then if you look at the where the wings are, there is just no detail basically at all. The main landing gear doors are not there, and it just looks very empty, the model, and I have to take off some points because that does not look like a model out of 2020. That's like 10 years ago where models should have looked like this. So I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 still for the quality. Now to determine the final rating, let's look at every single score again. So for the box we had a 3 out of 5. The mold was a 6 out of 10. Landing gear 2 out of 5. And the quality a 7 out of 10, adding up to a total of 18 out of 30, giving the model a final score of only 6.0. If we take a look at our leaderboard, we can see that this model has the same score as our last place model, which is the British Airways 747. Now the United 777 is a little bit better, I'm gonna admit that. It has aerials, It has better printing on it and stuff like that. So I'm gonna give it position 27 for the moment. So second to last place for the United 777. Now it's time for my personal opinion, and if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that I bought 2 of these models. Now you might be wondering, why did I buy 2 if they scored so low on my leaderboard? Now my airport is going to be a United hub, and the 777 is quite a important part of United's fleet, so I needed it for my collection really, and I did not see any other model airplane company releasing a United 777 anytime soon, so that's why I got 2 of the Gemini Jets one. And if you need it for your collection, I really recommend going with the Gemini Jets one, as I don't think any other company will be releasing this model anytime soon. So yeah, the model is not too great, but if you need it for your collection, there is no shame in picking it up, in my opinion. Now that was it from my side. Let me know down below in the comments if you agree with my rating. Now before we end this video, just one more thing. I have a very exciting project coming up. It's gonna be a video out in like 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm gonna take a look at all the major 777-300ER models right now. I'm gonna take a look at the Gemini Jets one, the Phoenix one, the Aviation 400 one, and the JC Wings one, and kind of rate all of them and tell you which one is the best. So stay tuned for that very exciting video. With that said, I thank you very much for watching this video. See you next time. Goodbye.